Hello everybody, I'm Dov.
I'm Nicole.
And we are a twin flame couple, twin flame coaches, spiritual teachers and guides, and transformational mentors. Really happy to be with you today. We're going to be talking about a pretty big subject. So, allowing you to prepare for this, we're talking about, what happens and what guidance do we have for you when your twin flame transitions from this body, and what that might mean for you. And a lot of you have messaged us over the years, about, my twin flame has passed and I don't know what to do on this journey anymore. Is my romantic life over? Is my spiritual journey over? Is my twin flame journey over? And I want to speak to some of these points a little bit and share some of the guidance that Spirit has shared with us around this big subject. And before we go any further, it goes without saying that the pain that you are experiencing on a physical level is, and a psychological and emotional level is massive. And our pain body, right, our physical does not know the difference between emotional and physical pain. And, your higher self knows that that soul, that being is a part of you and that it is just moved over. But your body and your mind and your three-dimensional self may not know that. And it can be really painful.
The other day, actually, Dov and I were talking about if one of us passed, like, what would we do? And I mean, the pain, like, that just hit my chest. I was like really hurting, and I kind of allowed myself to be in that energy. And then I heard, like, you finished the mission, like you finished this evolution of your soul. And thinking about, for us, the two things that have been really profound in our blueprint of what we're here to do is, first off, divine self-expression, to fully express oneself, but like the truest version of the self, not the false identity, like being able to clean out the shadow and being a presence to reckon with, and the other part is service, because that is unconditional love. That is love. The circuitry of love is to give and receive. And so, it's, many of you have chosen to not be together. Some of you have chosen to be in union, and some of you have chosen to have one of you tap out for this lifetime, which out of the body is like a blink of an eye. In the body, it seems so long because we have this human body that's connected to time, and we are kind of, it affects us in such a deep way. And, to be able to allow yourself to find what you're here and your purpose is, sometimes your twin leaves to help the mission from out of the body,
right?
Because of the power. I mean, I've had friends not, Dove, but like I've had really deep soul connections that have left this life. And as soon as they left, blessings started to pour in, almost as if they were working something out for me, in the ethers.
And they were.
To make things happen, whether it be a financial blessing or whether it be, a blessing in my marriage or a connection or sending me, a person in my life that was going to change my life, because they are finishing the mission as well, out of a body.
So the first thing that I really want let's take this sort of step by step. So the first thing is that, recognizing that your body, your ego, and your physiology is having one response, and that shouldn't be neglected or rejected. It's significant and it's painful. It needs to be grieved, processed, supported. And then understanding that there is a divine plan and divine order that your soul's agreed to, that you know at a higher level, but you don't remember in this body. And so that goes into trust. And in many ways, what I heard Spirit say is it does go into the category sort of a blind faith. And the reason I say blind is because there are moments where we forget, especially when we're in deep pain. And in deep pain, we tend to be really connected to our body. But here's what also is very important about deep grief: brings you through a portal of connection. And that portal of connection brings you into the heart of the divine, the center of that God energy. And in that space is also your divine counterpart. And so I invite you to remember that, right? And I'm saying that very intentionally in a coded way to activate this remembrance in you and to allow you to go into this heart, this sort of the belly of the heart, I'm hearing, of God, of source, and where your divine is, and communicate. So allow yourself to communicate all that you need to communicate. Ask for guidance. ask for clarity, because there's this divine, as I said, orchestrated plan that you both agreed to coming into this lifetime. And so part of it also is coming deep into your center and saying, okay, so we put together this plan. Show me what we were planning, right? Show me, right? And this again goes back to this. It is almost blind because we forget. It goes into true faith, and it's not faith in the unknown. It's actually faith in our higher selves. It's faith in our divine counterpart. And yes, in the 3D, it can look like it was horrific, or it was an accident, or it was, and it's so hard for us to reconcile. I mean, death is very hard for us to reconcile as humans, but it's not over for you. It's a part of the journey. And so the other thing that I want to bring to your attention is ask. What is this experience teaching me? What could it give me? What am I needing to see inside of myself through this portal of pain? What am I needing to offer others? And your divine wants you happy and expressed. Happy and expressed. Happy and expressed. So when you say, is my partnership relationships over for life? Not if that is what is going to bring you joy.
Ooh, I definitely have something to say to that. So it's interesting, when we're in a human form, our limbic brain, like our ego response to life is, wanting to latch on and possess things or people, and it's jealous and it's all of those things. But when your twin leaves the body, it's pure essence of unconditional love frequency. They're not jealous. They're not like gonna haunt you because you're with someone. I mean, maybe if they're messing, I don't know what kind of relationship y'all have, might be messing with you, but because I'm definitely gonna haunt you. I'm definitely gonna haunt you. But and we do need to laugh. But what Dov said was so important. It's like your happiness and joy and peace and all the virtues of heaven, just all this like goodness and richness that we often forget is actually here in life. Of course, this other part of you, it's a part of you that has left, that wants you to be in that happiness. And, also there's beings that, step in when something moves out of a space, whether it's your twin or a being or a friend or a family member. When something moves, it's like the pieces, there's something else comes in. Yeah. There's a space, an empty space there. There's room for something else. And you get to decide what that is. And you get to go in that with no shame. And you get to be excited about that there may be a being that's going to take you to another level. There's going to be a being that's going to love you so much. There's going to be a being that's going to help you grieve this process. There's going to be a being that's going to, open up another door for you or multiple doors for you. There's space there for you, and allowing yourself to have that is really, truly important for you to give yourself permission.
And to fill that space with you and divine, right? Fill it with you and the divine. And I just heard, I need to acknowledge some of you have lost great and extraordinary loves, experiences of your divine that you're with every single day and created and it seems unimaginable. And when Nicole was saying, part of you left the body, it's like, and also part of your identity in this life. And it's almost a rebirth that happens through this death process and experience. And it requires your own death as well, your own experience of letting parts of self die away and ideas die away in order for you to really be able to receive that wants to come into that space and that gap. And none of this is to say or to take away from the extraordinary pain, but to say to you that, that divine counterpart with that unconditional infinite love that Nicole was talking about, wants you, craves for you to continue to move forward, and has really just left their body to facilitate whatever is necessary for their growth as a soul, and for yours as well, because this is an agreement together. And it's hard for us to imagine that our divine is there to guide us from a different realm, but they can see something differently. It's almost like I always explain spirit guides when I'm doing past life readings or spirit readings. I explain it as they're in the bleachers, you're on the field. And they can see from the bleachers what you can't see in front of you on the field.
Yep.
And so imagine the person that you trust and love the most being in a place to guide you from the bleachers. And so just maybe bring your hands to your heart for a moment to bring gratitude to that.
Deep breath.
Right, and bring gratitude to that. And they're never leaving your space, and it's not over. It's not over for you because you're here, and especially if you are watching this video. So there's a lot to say on this subject. This is just a few minutes and a few thoughts. And we hope that it brings you comfort, that it brings you clarity. Let us know how it supports you in the comments, and share this video with others that you might know went through this if it feels supportive to do that. And we'll look out for your comments and your questions to see if we can continue to support you along what I know is a really challenging aspect of this journey. And so we thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you to Spirit for being able to allow us to know that you need this message. So big love.